Wrong. It's dangerous, and the board are now in a situation where they think shit. So I don't know how they're going to deal with that.
Derek Chisora slaps Deontay Wilder during their heated face-off, instantly sending shockwaves through the boxing world. What began as a routine stare-down escalated into a flashpoint moment that no one expected. With tensions already simmering, Chisora's sudden action shifted the atmosphere completely, turning a promotional event into a serious talking point and raising fresh questions about how personal this heavyweight clash has truly become. Derek Chisora doubled down on the slap and made it clear it wasn't a mistake or a publicity stunt. He hinted that the moment was a warning, not just an emotional reaction. Chisora brushed off suggestions that it was planned, stressing that when he stepped on stage, it was about sending a message. For his 50th fight, he wasn't there to play mind games. He was there to let Deontay Wilder know what's coming.
It's fight number 50 I showed it to you. I was not meant to show it to you, but I figured out I'm right here, so let's do it.
You were reluctant at the first, you weren't going to get on stage, and then you waited. Was that all planned?
Nah, I don't plan things, I just decided to get.
Frank Warren slammed the chaos at the face-off, calling the incident ridiculous and highlighting how quickly things can spiral out of control at press conferences. He pointed to the small injuries and cuts that often go unnoticed, but can become serious, emphasizing that these confrontations cross a line. For Warren, what should be a promotional event risks turning into unnecessary drama and potential danger.
Well, I don't like things like that. I mean, it's ridiculous, and you see these scuffles and all this nonsense at press conferences, and that is where it goes wrong. There's a little cut. I don't know how bad it is. I've not had a chance to speak to anybody.
Deontay Wilder responded to Derek Chisora's slap with calm authority, turning the moment into a public humiliation for Chisora. Wilder explained that he knew exactly what he was dealing with, and when Chisora tried to assert dominance, he simply showed his own power. Comparing the clash to two gorillas beating their chests, Wilder made it clear, this wasn't staged, it was real, and anyone thinking he's finished is sorely mistaken.
This is the fight business. No one is safe. You understand me? Nobody is safe in the fight business, and you just never know who want to pick a bone with you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I know Derek. I've been knowing Derek for a long time. You know what I mean? And, you know, I know how he is. So I know what's up. You know, so when he came up to me, that's like a challenge. You know how two gorillas is beating.
The Wade concept pointed out that the stage altercation went way too far. Fighters are expected to hype the crowd, not throw hands, yet tempers flared beyond control. In combat sports, such incidents aren't new, but this one stood out, showing how quickly a press event can spiral into a tense and unpredictable situation.
Fighters on stage their face-off? Of course not. Yes, it's over the line. You shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be putting hands on each other, but it is the fight game, and we've seen far worse. We've seen guys get in fights. We've seen people throw dollies in this game, in the combat sports.
Dave Coldwell emphasized that touching another fighter's face is a serious escalation. What's usually playful intimidation suddenly becomes a direct provocation, raising stakes instantly. It's more than ego, it signals real animosity. This moment redefined the Wilder-Chisora dynamic, turning a typical press conference into a charged scene that hints at the intensity fans can expect in the ring.
That's a little bit naughty, because I know it's all, you know, fun and games at press conferences, but when you lay your hands on another man's face, whether there's an egg in it or not, you've laid your hands on his face, and that takes it to...
Eddie Hearn didn't hold back in praising the sheer dominance on display, making it clear that skill alone doesn't define a fighter. It's the ability to impose themselves in the moment. He highlighted how stopping and battering an opponent with authority is a testament to raw power, mental toughness, and timing. Hearn's statement leaves no doubt in his mind about who stands at the pinnacle of the sport pound for pound.
He's not, I don't think he's skill-wise up there with Usyk, but to do that and just stop him and batter him, like, just phenomenal. Like, he is, there is absolutely no question in my mind who is the pound for pound.
Duke McKenzie praised the move as a clever tactic, pointing out that in today's boxing world, showmanship is just as important as skill. He suggested that moments like these capture fan attention and elevate the spectacle, turning a routine press event into must-watch drama. In modern boxing, entertaining the crowd is part of the strategy, and this was a perfect example.
You like to call it, I thought it was a stroke of genius personally. I don't see there's any harm in it. You know, this is the entertainment business that we live in now, and if you're not going to be entertaining...
Simon Jordan didn't hold back on the chaos unfolding at the face-off, pointing out that boxing has always had its shocking moments. From spitting incidents to fiery confrontations, fighters often cross lines just to make a statement. Chisora stepping up to Wilder wasn't just bravado, it was calculated intimidation, a bold attempt to unsettle a world-class opponent. Jordan made it clear he wasn't shocked or offended, highlighting that the sport thrives on these raw, unscripted moments. Fans live for drama like this, and Chisora just ensured every eye in the room was glued to his audacious, headline-making antics.
Look at his face. I mean, how many times have we seen boxers do things that they shouldn't do? You know, we saw Derek Chisora spit on Vitaly Klitschko.
We didn't need that.
I'm not offended by it.
Frank Warren revealed the behind-the-scenes reality of making the Chisora-Wilder clash official. Contracts, lawyers, and negotiations delayed what was always destined to happen. Warren emphasized that both fighters were desperate for a meaningful fight, and once their intentions aligned, it was inevitable. This isn't just another promotional stunt, it's two seasoned heavyweights chasing legacy, history, and redemption. Wilder wants to prove he's still elite, while Chisora is determined to leave his mark in his 50th fig.
It was always it's on. It was a matter of getting the contract signed, and lawyers going between each other sometimes takes longer than it takes to make the fight. But it was always on, and it was on because both fighters wanted it. And I've said it many times, if the guys want to fight each other, it's not difficult to do. Wilder wanted a meaningful fight, and Tyson wanted a meaningful.
Eddie Hearn weighed in on the brutal reality of this heavyweight showdown, labeling Chisora as a serious underdog against Wilder. He warned that even if Chisora survives the early rounds, the likelihood of him enduring Wilder's power past the 5th or 6th round is slim. Hearn painted a picture of a fight where every second counts, where one wrong move could end in catastrophe for Chisora. Yet, he acknowledged the thrill of such matchups, the unpredictability, the tension, and the sheer risk. Fans are not just watching a fight, they're witnessing a high-stakes gamble where experience, power, and timing could completely rewrite the narrative.
You believe that Derek Chisora can beat Deontay Wilder?
I think he's a big underdog in the fight, and I think he may also get knocked out in the fight. If he gets past 5 or 6 rounds with Deontay Wilder, he's banging that fight. He might not get through 5 or 6 rounds with Deontay Wilder, but he's fighting.
Frank Warren issued a stark warning about the danger Chisora faces stepping into the ring with Wilder. He stressed that facing one of the hardest hitters in heavyweight history is not just challenging, it's potentially disastrous. Age, wear, and accumulated punishment factor heavily, and Warren suggested Chisora might be overextending himself in pursuit of glory. This isn't speculation. It's a calculated caution from a promoter who knows the stakes. Wilder's power isn't just physical, it's psychological, and any lapse could be catastrophic.
Please don't let him fight Wilder. That's the one fighter that, out of all of them, I just think it'd be a disaster for him. Doesn't need that, he's just, if he was going to fight on, but don't do that. That's it's the hardest punch in heavyweight, probably in heavyweight history. I think if you look at the stats, and I just think if Derek, and I think he's probably a little bit older than me, Derek, so I just think, whatever condition you're in, he's going up against.
Tyson Fury's reaction set the tone for the Wilder-Chisora showdown, framing it as more than just a fight. It's a clash of eras and personalities. Fury highlighted the legacy of both men. Wilder, a fearsome American champion with 10 title defenses, and Chisora, a UK warlord who never shies from a challenge. By openly backing Chisora for a stoppage, Fury injected drama and fan energy, making it clear that this bout carries huge stakes. The combination of Wilder's raw knockout power and Chisora's relentless style ensures fireworks in the ring. Fury's praise emphasizes the magnitude of the event, painting it as a must-watch encounter where history, pride, and national rivalry collide in one explosive heavyweight spectacle.
So I've just seen that Chisora and Deontay Wilder are going to do a fight. I think this is a great fight. I've fought both of these men. 3 times each, actually. Just thought of that. And I think it's a very, very good fight. But on this one, I'm going to go with my boy, Del Boy, Chisora, for a stoppage. Get up there, Derek! Come on! It's coming home. And there should be a belt on the line too. So one of you sanctioning bodies, you got 2 legendary fighters here. A champion, world champion with 10 title defences from the USA. And an absolute warlord from the United Kingdom who's fought everybody, never ducked anybody, and would have been a good heavyweight in any era, Derek Chisora.
Adam Smith broke down the fight with sharp insight, calling it nearly a 50-50 contest while questioning what Wilder has left after a few rough years. He highlighted Wilder's single punch power, still among the hardest in boxing history, but noted his declining form since the Fury trilogy. On the other hand, Chisora continues to grind, thriving on experience and momentum. Smith framed the 50th fight as a career-defining moment for Derek, with build-up intensity hitting fever pitch as the bout's announcement looms in April. The analysis shows that while Wilder carries the threat of sudden destruction, Chisora's endurance, timing, and veteran instincts make this matchup unpredictable, setting the stage for a high-stakes battle that could swing either way.
It's a fantastic, almost, you could say a 50-50. We don't know what Wilder's got left. Obviously, he possesses the biggest, probably single punch power since an early Shavers, but he didn't look great. Well, hasn't looked great, has he, for the last couple of years, probably since the Fury trilogy. And Derek continues to keep grinding results out, and once that 50th fight, it will be a fantastic build-up, we know. It looks like it will be announced. I'm hearing April. I just think it's a great battle.
Andrew McCart highlighted why this fight makes perfect sense, especially compared to the previously speculated Usyk-Wilder matchup. He noted that Wilder has suffered losses, but is now back, while Chisora is entering at his peak, making this showdown both timely and thrilling. For Chisora, his 50th professional fight adds weight, prestige, and emotional intensity, making every moment in the build-up critical. McCart emphasized the natural narrative of experience versus raw power, with fans eagerly anticipating whether Wilder can reclaim dominance, or if Chisora will cement his legacy. This framing captures the tension, positioning the fight as a true heavyweight spectacle where pride, history, and career-defining stakes collide in one of the most anticipated clashes of the year.
Sense to me, especially at this stage of their career. I mean, Wilder's coming off a couple of losses. I know he's got the win back a few months back, and Derek Chisora's on a good run of form. 3 great wins, Joe Joyce and Wallen of late. So I do like this fight. I like this fight more than I do Wilder.
Paulie Malignaggi provided a brutally honest take, suggesting that a Wilder-Usyk matchup would have been overrated at this stage. Instead, the Chisora fight offers heart, grit, and unpredictability. He admitted that a few years ago he wouldn't have backed Chisora, but now the veteran's timing, resilience, and ferocity make him a real threat. Wilder, despite his fame and knockout reputation, has lost some of his edge, making the matchup more balanced than many anticipate. Malignaggi emphasized that both fighters still fight with relentless character, and the potential for Chisora to upset Wilder is real. This fight isn't just about skill, it's a test of will, endurance, and timing, with fans expecting a clash full of drama, intensity, and unforgettable moments.
You got 2 legendary fighters here. A champion, world champion with 10 title defences from the USA, and an absolute warlord from the United Kingdom who's fought everybody, never ducked anybody, and would have been a good heavyweight in any era, Derek Chisora. Let's go! Let's go! Put a belt on the line, boys. Come on! 50, 50, fight, 50.
The lead-up to Wilder vs. Chisora was already chaotic, with press conference logistics and speculation adding fuel to the fire. Sources initially confirmed the event for London, only to be contradicted, leaving fans and insiders puzzled. This confusion reflects the high-stakes nature of heavyweight boxing, where contracts, promotion, and timing all intertwine to build tension. Even before the fighters step into the ring, anticipation is amplified by these behind-the-scenes dramas. Every misstep or delayed confirmation heightens excitement, making the eventual showdown feel even more explosive.